Have you ever wondered how one woman could challenge the greatest empire the world had ever seen? How could a queen from a distant land become a figure of fascination and fear for Rome? Cleopatra, the last Pharaoh of Egypt, did just that. She stood against the mighty Roman Empire, not with an army alone, but with her intellect, charisma, and her ability to form powerful alliances. In this video, we'll explore how Cleopatra shook the Roman Empire and forever changed history. Was it her cunning diplomacy, legendary romances, or something else that made her so powerful? Let's dive. At the age of 18, Cleopatra inherited a kingdom in crisis. Egypt, once a glorious civilization, was now weak and reliant on Rome for support. To make matters worse, Cleopatra faced internal struggles, including a bitter power struggle with her brother Ptolemy XIII, with whom she was forced to share the throne. But Cleopatra was not the kind of ruler to sit back and accept her fate. She was ambitious, educated, and fluent in several languages, including Egyptian, which set her apart from her predecessors. Cleopatra understood that Egypt's survival depended on diplomacy and clever alliances. She needed to play her cards wisely, and her greatest asset would prove to be her ability to influence Rome's most powerful leaders. However, Cleopatra's rise wasn't easy. She was exiled from Alexandria by her brother, and had to rally support from outside forces to reclaim her throne. Little did the world know that this young queen would soon captivate Rome's most famous leader and set events in motion that would change history. The meeting with Julius Caesar. Cleopatra's opportunity came in 48 BCE when Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt, pursuing his own political goals after a civil war in Rome. Cleopatra knew this was her chance. But how would she meet the mighty Caesar without being captured by her brother's forces? The story goes that she had herself smuggled into Caesar's quarters wrapped in a carpet, a bold move that paid off. Unveiled before Caesar, Cleopatra immediately captivated him, not only with her beauty, but with her intellect and political acumen. Their alliance was both personal and political. Caesar helped Cleopatra defeat her brother and reclaim the throne of Egypt. In return, Cleopatra solidified Egypt's role as a crucial ally to Rome. Their relationship was more than just a love affair, it was a strategic partnership that benefited both leaders. Together, they had a son, Caesarion, whom Cleopatra saw as the future ruler of both Rome and Egypt. This was a bold vision, but it also posed a threat to Caesar's enemies back in Rome. Cleopatra's ambitions were growing, and so were the risks. Mark Antony, a new alliance. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Cleopatra found herself in a vulnerable position. Rome was in turmoil, and Egypt's future hung in the balance. But Cleopatra wasn't one to back down. She quickly saw an opportunity with Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful generals. Antony, like Caesar, was a man of immense ambition, and Cleopatra knew he would need Egypt's wealth to fund his campaigns. In 41 BCE, Cleopatra and Antony met, and history repeated itself. Cleopatra, with her charm and strategic mind, won over Antony. The two formed a powerful alliance, both politically and romantically. Antony moved to Alexandria, where the two ruled together as partners. For Cleopatra, this was more than just love. It was a way to secure Egypt's independence from Rome. For Antony, Cleopatra provided the resources and support he needed to continue his fight for control of the Roman world. But their relationship wasn't without controversy. In Rome, Antony's rivals, especially Octavian, used his connection with Cleopatra to paint him as a traitor to Rome. Rumors spread that Antony was abandoning Roman values in favor of Cleopatra's influence. The stage was set for a confrontation that would change the fate of both Egypt and Rome. By 31 BCE, the tensions between Antony, Cleopatra, and Octavian reached a breaking point. The two forces faced off in a dramatic naval battle at Actium, off the coast of Greece. Cleopatra and Antony's forces were strong, but Octavian's navy was better prepared and strategically superior. In the heat of battle, Cleopatra made the fateful decision to retreat with her fleet, hoping to preserve what was left of her forces. Antony, seeing Cleopatra's retreat, followed her, leaving his remaining forces vulnerable. The defeat at Actium was devastating. Antony and Cleopatra's power crumbled. They fled back to Egypt, knowing that Octavian's forces would soon come for them. The once great rulers were now on the brink of destruction. Antony, consumed by despair, took his own life, believing all was lost. Cleopatra, however, was not ready to surrender so easily. She attempted to negotiate with Octavian, hoping to secure a future for her children. But Octavian had other plans. He intended to parade Cleopatra through Rome as a captive, a symbol of his triumph over Egypt. Rather than face this humiliation, Cleopatra chose to end her life. According to legend, she used a venomous snake to commit suicide, though historians debate whether this story is fact or fiction. Cleopatra's lasting legacy. Though Cleopatra's reign ended in tragedy, her legacy has endured for centuries. She wasn't just a queen who sought power through romance. She was a shrewd politician and strategist who did everything she could to protect her kingdom. Cleopatra's alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were not just love stories. They were carefully calculated moves to secure Egypt's place in a world dominated by Rome. In the end, Cleopatra may have lost the final battle, but she won a lasting place in history. Her story is one of intelligence, ambition, and courage. She defied the odds, stood against the most powerful empire of her time, and left behind a legacy that still captivates the world today.